سلام بچه‌ها، من فزی ام و خوش اومدین به یه ویدیوی ترسناک دیگه. بریم که داشته باشیم.
And this is my story. I have a sister named Ivy. We have always been active kids since childhood. We often took part in sports during high school. My sister Ivy is a professional gymnast. Needless to say, she has a strong build and can be quite competitive to many grown-ups. Last year, I applied to the same college.
ماشاءالله به خواهر ژیمناستیک کارش. ما عاشق دختری که ژیمناستیک کار میکنن چون میتونن
به پوزیشن‌های مختلف
حرکات مختلف زیبایی انجام بدن. میدونم به چی فکر کردی ولی تو یه آدم منحرفی.
Well, my sister is now a senior. Our father died when we were very young. We have been raised by our grandparents and our mother. Ivy and I have always been the adventurous types. I still remember when I was just 5 years old and Ivy was 7. We used to roam around on our own. One night, we went to the woods and a wild dog chased me. Instead of running away and crying out loud, Ivy and I scared it off by throwing stones at it. We have always been a team. But sometimes, too much of curiosity can ruin your life.
اینو خواهرش مثل اینکه با هم رابطه خیلی قوی دارن ولی کنجکاوی خیلی زیادی هم دارن و مثل اینکه کنجکاوی قرار کار دستشون بده.
Exactly the kind of incident that taught both of us a lesson to remember forever. On my first day of college, I was super excited, like every other young girl. Especially, I was relieved to have my sister to watch my back. Our college was really big. Young boys and girls were roaming in.
اول دانشگاهشونه. بچه شما تو کامنت ها حتما ببین که کلاس چندمین و دانشگاه رفتین. برید تو کامنت ها همین الان بنویسین که دانشجویین یا مدرسه میرین هنوز یا حتی هنوز مدرسه هم نمیرین.
The entire college with joyful faces.
همه اوایل وقتی میخوام برن دانشگاه خیلی ذوق دارن و اسم میکنن وقتی قرار دختر پسر قاطی باشه خیلی اتفاق جالبیه ولی بهتون قول میدم که اونطوری که فکر میکنین اصلا نیستش و کلی جو خشکی داره.
Heart full of dreams. Ivy
بهش وش ترم اول دانشگاه نزنید. برای صدامین بار بهتون میگم.
Introduced me to her friends and her boyfriend Mark. I made a couple of friends on my own too, but during the weekends, I like to hang out with my sister and her group. Similarly, on Saturday night, Ivy held a party at her place. Around 1 a.m., all of her friends left for home. Her boyfriend Mark asked if he should stay over, but Ivy said we are going to drink more and have some sister time. Mark smiled and said, "Have fun, you guys, and don't do something dangerous, Ivy."
پارتی چه پارتیایی میکنن خوش به حال خارجی‌ها. ما ایرانی‌ها یکاش می‌دونستیم اینجور پارتی کنیم.
He left then. I asked my sister, "Why did he say that before leaving?" Ivy laughed and said, "You know me. I joked around a lot in my first years. My friends even called me Miss Prankster." We shared a laugh because Ivy is actually like that. We sat down on the couch and opened our beer bottles. I shared how my friends were talking about the dark web a few days back. I said,
اینا جفتشون خواهرن. این چه صدای مردش من فکر کنم داداش خواهرن. خواهر برادرن. اینا جفتشون خواهرن ولی دوبلور مرده. خاک بر سر. چه اشتباهی کردم.
We saw Ivy's face lighting up with a smile. She said, "Hey Eva, want to play a game on the dark web?" I said in an awkward tone, what game?" She replied, "It's a treasure hunt game. I've played this game once within my first year, but this is a very grooving game. Basically, after you log in, the game will map your location. Then, a clue will appear."
بخوام برم تو دارک وب بازی کنم. یه بازی پیدا کردن گنج. نمیدونم داستانش چیه.
By solving each clue, you will go ahead in the game.
واسه دلیلی که اسم میزنم برای بار هزارم میگم اینه که کپی رایت میخوره و کپی رایت برای یوتیوبر بدترین چیزیه که ممکنه اتفاق بیفته.
At the final round after solving the last clue, you will receive a coordinate that will lead you to your treasure. It'll be a destination near your location. We have to go there and look at the exact place instructed by the game. And there, we will find our treasure. Let's play. It'll be fun. I said in a suspicious voice. Did you guys actually find any treasure earlier? Ivy said in a low voice. Last time, we found a coordinate leading us to an abandoned garage. There, we found $1,000 in an old toolbox.
بچه‌ها مثلا یه بازی تو دارک وب که توش میره آدرس یه جایی رو میده که تو باید بری تو اون آدرس و خواهرش یک بار رفته این بازی رو انجام داده و توش یه جایی رو پیدا کرده توی گاراژ انباری متروکه رو پیدا کرده که توش $1000 پول بوده و این بار یه بار دیگه قراره برن این کار رو انجام بدن و ببینن چی میشه. بریم با هم دیگه ببینیم چی میشه. خیلی داستان جالبی شد برای خودم شخص خود من.
We have no idea who kept it.
اگه برای تو هم جالب شد بکوب دکمه لایک و بزن دکمه لایک و اگه میخوای امو فزی هزینه‌شو بده لایک کن اسکی سپر خلص میرم.
Even though those notes were rusty and old, we exchanged them in a pawn shop and got brand new notes. We drank a lot in the pub with cash.
کلی پول بود.
Being
آره
gone.
دیگه $1000 با پول ایران با دلار 28 تومانی میشه 28 میلیون تومان پول.
This gang got me interested. I mean, it was a real-life treasure hunt after all. I immediately agreed to Ivy, and we decided to play the game together. Ivy logged into her laptop. As she opened the game page, a dark layout flashed in front of our eyes. There was a human skull that had a tagline. You will never be able to guess the treasure. The game started...
از اون بازی هست که یا گنج میبری یا یه اتفاق بدی واسه میفته 50-50. احتمالا اون دفعه شانس آورد که گنج پیدا کرد. من احتمال میدم این دفعه اتفاق بدی واسه شون میفته چون یه ویدیو ترسناکه.
with a man standing in a dark alley. We had to move the character towards the end of the alley. The end had a wooden door. As we opened the door, a small girl with a smashed face stood inside the room. I must say, even though it was game graphics, at that time of the night, the girl's face kind of creeped me out. The girl was singing in a very spooky voice.
چیز ترسناکیه این صدای خیلی ترسناکی هم داره اگه شما ترسیدین بگین.
The music playing in the background added to the horror of this game. The game was nothing like a normal treasure hunt. It felt as if some code group has designed the game. There were bizarre satanic signs made on the walls of the corridors. Not just the get-up of the game, but also the clues were hella scary. For example, a clue read, "The little girl who stares at you never sleeps. When she cries, her eyes bleed." Every clue revealed the other characters in the game, and each game gave us a double-digit number. Ivy told me. Note down that...
بچه حالا جدا از ترسناک بودن داستان به پوزیشنی که خواهر نشستن دقت کنید چه پوزیشن جذابیه. من نمیدونم نصف شب من تریک شدم.
This number. These are the coordinates. The game went on for half an hour more, and we finally reached the last character, which was a ram-like figure sitting on a throne. It was probably Satan himself. I said, "This game is..."
بچه بازی آنلاینه مثل از این بازی مولتی پلیر اینجور چیزاست و دارن بازی ادامه میدن.
Very weird.
رفتن رسیدن به مجسمه شیطان.
I don't like at all the look of this game. Ivy smirked at me and said,
این آیوی خواهر چرا این چشمش قرمز انگار یه چیزی زده.
"Well, sis, this is the dark web, not just some random PC gaming site." Ivy clicked on the last character, and the ram-like figure spoke in its demonic voice. "You have reached your end. Now it's time for your reward." The last digit of the coordinate appeared on the screen, and the game ended. Before Ivy could log out from the page, suddenly her laptop
رفت روی شیطان کلیک کرد و صفحه لپتاپش به هم ریخت. الان اونجاییه که داستان ترسناک میشه.
crashed. She said in a surprised voice, "What the hell? This didn't happen last time." No matter how much we tried, her laptop stopped responding. I said in a scared voice, "Some of my friends told me these dark websites are prone to virus attacks. I don't think you should go there anymore." Ivy restarted the laptop, but she couldn't find the game anymore. Anyways, we turned...
لپتاپو خاموش روشن کردم همه کار کردم ولی بازم میگه دفعه قبلی این اتفاق نیفتاد. این بار هر کاری میکنم بازم یه اتفاقات لپتاپ روشن نمیشه کار نمیکنه.
Turned it off and I said, "I'm tired now. I better get some sleep." Ivy got up and said, "What do you mean? You can't sleep now. We have to go to the destination. Come on, buckle up."
میگه باید بریم اونجا.
I looked at my watch. It was 2:30 a.m. at night.
AM ساعت 2:30 شبه.
I said in a tensed voice, "Ivy, I don't think it's safe to go out to some unknown destination."
شاید باور نکنیم ولی دقیقا ساعت 2:22 دقیقه اونجا توی کارتون ساعت در لپتاپ منم دقیقا ساعت 2:22 دقیقه است که من دارم این ویدیو رو ضبط میکنم و این یعنی هر آرزویی که من از خدا کنم برآورده میشه. من آرزو میکنم که تا سال دیگه یوتیوبم بالای 50 که حساب داشته باشه. آمین.
This hour of the night, Ivy looked at me with her drunk eyes and said, "Come on, kiddo. Gather your shit together." I had no other way than to go with my sister. I knew she was not going to back out once she has made up her mind. We hopped inside the car and Ivy put the coordinates from the gate in her GPS. The destination was 15 minutes distance from our location. For some extra info, my sister's place is already in the outskirts of the city.
تا اونجایی که بازی بهشون گفته بود برن 15 دقیقه فاصله فقط بود.
The location that popped up was taking us to some barren field-like area. I was really worried, thinking this can be some kind of a trap or God knows what. So I secretly texted Ivy's boyfriend Mark, who happened to live nearby our house. Luckily, Mark was still awake. He texted me back saying he will reach there soon.
این دختر کار زنگی کرد. به دوست پسر خواهرش پیام داد، گفت که دوست دختر داره میره یه جای خطرناک، سریع بیا دنبالمون. خوب کاری کرد به نظرم.
After a small bridge, we came near an abandoned farmhouse. There were vast fields around us, and the old farmhouse stood like a haunted house from a freaking ghost movie. Ivy got out and lit up her flashlight.
جایی که بهشون گفته بودم برن مثل این که یه خونه خرابه ای بوده که مثل فیلم کانجنگیری، یه جای خیلی ترسناکی بوده مثل این که.
I had no other choice than to follow her. We left the car and started to walk towards the farmhouse. As soon as we reached near the door, we heard car horns honking nearby. I was relieved to see Mark's car.
مارک سریع رسید. دوست پسر اون رفیقش دختر بلونده سریع رسید.
Mark got out and rushed towards us with an angry face. He hurled at Ivy saying, "Grow up, Ivy. This is not a time to joke around. Let's go back home. Enough is enough." Ivy looked at me with a pissed off face and replied, "You two are very boring. I will go back home once I check this farmhouse."
میگم این دختر بلونده یه چیزی میزنه. اعصابش خورد شد. دوست پسرش سریع بهش گفت که سریع برگرد خونه، ولی مثلا اینکه این خواهرش خیلی لجباز بود و اصلا قبول نمیکرد که برگرد خونه.
As I already said, my sister was adamant at that time. We got inside and realized this farmhouse has faced a severe fire. The walls and the wood were black and filled with cobwebs. Mark said, "I'm telling you, there's no treasure here. Let's go." Ivy suddenly reached near a bumpy surface and said, "This is the exact coordinate. I'm telling you guys, there's something under the ground buried here."
بالاخره مجبورشون کرد جفتشون برن واردش بشن و میگه که یه چیزی زیر این زمین اینجا هستش.
Let's dig it up. I knew without watching what was under the ground. My sister is not going back. So Mark picked up an iron rod lying in the corner and started to dig. After a few minutes of digging, the iron rod hit onto a plastic-like thing. We discovered a black garbage bag.
پلاستیک زباله پیدا کردن. تو پلاستیک زباله بچه‌ها به نظر شما چی قراره باشه؟ همین الان برید تو کامنت بنویسین. به نظر شما قراره گنج باشه یا کله بریده شده یه انسان؟ همین الان قبل از اینکه کارتون رو ببینید بریم بنویسین. بهتون وقت میدم. نوشتین؟ بریم ببینید.
Ivy went to open the bag with an excited face, but as soon as she saw what's inside, she screamed and fainted on the ground. Mark and I found a bloody knife and some blood-soaked clothing.
چاقو و پیراهن خونی توش بود. کی درست گفته؟ بچه هر کس درست گفته باشه چاقو و پیراهن خونی رو دقیقاً قبل از تایم من میتونم تو لایف چت ببینم کی درست گفته. هر کس درست گفته باشه من بهش 100,000 تومان پول میدم.
The cops the next morning. The cops found out it was evidence from a murder case that the killer tried to hide. I haven't kept track of this incident further because it was utterly disturbing. Ivy is now scared of playing any kind of video game. She never went to the dark web after that incident.